agency, as the Minister of Finance described it, from left pocket to right pocket. They seem to know that in the cabinet, because when you step out for a recusal, left pocket, left hand in your pocket, right pocket, stay there and approve cabinet notes. But this, yes, madam. I didn't impute anything on anybody.
46-6.
Shouting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Senator Roberts, just be very careful, because imputation can come from inferences as well. So just be very careful. Move forward.
Yes, sir. I'll be very careful. I notice some people jump up quick, because before you could impute, they know what I'm talking about. That's very good. So why now? You're going to sell a port, but now all of a sudden you let your government port agency go to invest and buy new equipment, new machinery, new everything VAT-free when you have a preferred bidder? Could this be that you're going to utilize these VAT breaks with the government port authority board, and then this new bidder, private sector, is going to get the benefit of having all this brand new equipment without having to pay VAT? How can any government say, when they state their open policy that they're going to sell something, now come here to guide the population and say the government is now going to equip a port that they're going to sell to somebody, and all the new equipment will be VAT-free? Now, if that is not wrong, I don't know what is. I don't need to impute. I think the population can read between the lines, because every clause in this bill has a benefit to someone close to the PNM, and it is not right, because the people are suffering.
So, yes, Senator Roberts, again, those types of comments aren't allowed, because it's imputing, I'm not going to repeat it, it's imputing improper motives. So just be, like, again, I'm warning you, be careful about the lines that you're stating and the comments that you're stating. Make your contribution, keep it in terms of what is in the bill, yes, and then move forward.
So clause 6, yes. So the government is going to sell the port, privatize the port, but now they come here today to let the government port buy all the billion-dollar equipment without VAT. And then they're going to sell that equipment to a private sector person and preferred bidder that they will choose. Very interesting. They're insisting on forcing people to pay property tax. They even come here to change the terms from land and building to property tax, because the Tobago message wasn't clear. It's not resonating in the ears of this PNM. It's not resonating in the Port of Spain, in the Balize House that is going up in the air. I hope that we can have all of the bills for Balize House also, because you say that the small and micro enterprises are afraid of transparency, said the Minister of Health, of Finance. He said that they didn't come up, only 2 companies took advantage of being listed on the stock exchange, because they were afraid of transparency, accountability, and probing. So therefore, you're trying to incentivize small and medium enterprises to get listed on the stock exchange after 23 months of a failed pandemic war, in which small and micro enterprises have been eliminated from the list, from the rolls. How many businesses have shut down? While we should be there trying to incentivize businesses to restart, to give them capital injection, to give them incentives to get back out there, to get the employment churning, we are now trying, after half of the businesses have failed, to incentivize to join a stock exchange. It does not make sense. Furthermore, the minister said that some of these family businesses are afraid of transparency, accountability, and probing, because if you have one share in a company, you could come and ask a question. Well, he should definitely know about that, because they run the government like these companies, family companies, that are afraid of probing and answering questions.
So, Senator Roberts, you are making your points, and then you're going further to imputing proper motives when you make the comments like the one you've made just now. That is not necessary, and I'm warning you for a second time. It's not needed. Please refrain from doing that. Continue.
Thank you, sir. I take your warnings, lots of warnings. Making banks in clause 8 is very interesting. There are few businesses that have made money despite the debacle that is the PNM's pandemic fight. Some of those are food. groceries and pharmacies, the food price inflation that has come from global shocks, cargo, and domestic incompetence. And then there's another group that has been very profitable. And we read about it in the newspapers all the time. The banking sector boasting about billion-dollar profits after tax, before tax, all over the place. But yet this PNM government comes to ensure that they protect the banks who may offer, based on the government's guarantee, some assistance, even though people weren't able to qualify for it or companies weren't able to qualify it. You come to offer the banks a sort of a pat on the shoulder to protect them, to make sure that they don't lose too much by offering low-interest loans to those high-risk people that may need help out. While this is interesting, I asked the PNM, all this thought, this passion, this heart and creativity to protect the billion-dollar profits of the banking sector. Where was this for the small man? Where was this for the taxi driver? Where was this for the maxi driver? Where is this for the single mother? Where is this for the children, the 46,000 children who have not logged on in the last 14 months? Where is this passion? Why is this PNM government only passionate about the rich? You all have to switch. This rich and switch is not working. That's why Tobago went green and Trinidad is waiting to go yellow, so call it. Instead of all the arrogance, call it and let's go. Minister of Finance said phase 1. Nobody took up the opportunity and the investment. So it looked like nobody lives there in phase 1 of the plan, so he come to phase 2. And will we see anybody living there? Well, they have less people living there because businesses have shut down. They claim to increase and incentivize research and development. Research and development, giving tax breaks in clause 8. And this government has no clue. Research and development is enhanced. That's a higher order need. If you utilize Maslow's principles, but you utilize it in a business or small and micro enterprises sector. Research and development is when you can handle, you have survived, you can make your payments, your ongoing costs are being covered, and you want to expand. Your core business is operating well, and you need to move investments for future revenue streams. Right now, people in Trinidad and Tobago, businesses in Trinidad and Tobago are in survival mode. Yet this PNM doesn't understand that. They come to incentivize research and development. Who has money for research and development?
You have 5 more minutes.
5 already, sir? I can get extra time, please? Then we see that also they're coming to give an incentive for those activities that take place in a national trust and protected environment. But I ask this PNM government, since you are coming to incentivize national trust and forests and our flora and fauna, is it true that a PNM financier and friend has been awarded by the cabinet 70 acres down in the bird sanctuary, which is touching national trust property? Is
Senator,
that true? Yes or no?
Remember, I keep warning you about that particular line where you are imputing improper motives. So again, this is the third warning now. You have 5 more minutes left. Continue your contribution. Just be careful.
With all due respect, sir, I don't argue with you, but that is not imputing that. I am stating a fact that this cabinet has approved 70 acres to a gentleman who's in charge of the zoo. I am asking them when they get up to speak and confirm whether I am correct. It's 70 acres, of which a percentage of the land touches the acreage.
So
I'm not...
We're not engaging a conversation, but what you just said now is not what you said before, because what you said before was something completely different. And that's what I'm saying. Stay away from it in its entirety and just continue.
Thank you, sir. I hope that they will answer. And the member for the Minister of Trade and Industry, please. We see that the government comes here to take off, very good, taxes off of equipment needed by the differently abled. We would like you to continue that vein and put back Kamla's grants to the differently able for their education, their textbooks, their laptops, and their schooling. So if you love the differently able, don't go quarter way. Furthermore, we would also humbly request that the PNM government does not stand up and allow a rum company, Angostura, to build play parks for our children in Princess Elizabeth Home with ministers making speeches, because rum and differently able, rum and children don't mix. This PNM government is totally out of touch. They bang and sit here with arrogance. If you wanted to remove VAT off of port items to sell the port, why didn't you remove VAT off of all food items and basic items? Why didn't you move VAT and customs duties, licensing fees off of all funeral homes, caskets and materials, as people cannot afford to bury their dead from this COVID-19 debacle and the murder rate in November of 77, which was the highest? Why don't you consider that? Why don't you consider open fire cremations, removing that arbitrary ban without science, attacking the Hindu faith by stopping them from being able to send their loved ones off? If you care about people, why does this finance bill why does it not address that? Why is there no corporation tax for why not suggest? Because SMEs are struggling, rather than a research and development grant. Why not consider a corporation tax waiver for 24 months for new SMEs coming forward to create the gap in employment that exists now because of your failed policies? Why not provide startup capital for over 9,000 businesses that shut down? Why not bring a bill for transparency in foreign exchange allocation, as everybody in this country does not know where the US dollars are going, but the citizens cannot get? Why mash up Susu to promote another global finance company from on the avenue? Why not give free rapid test kits for all families with children under 12, so that they could take care of their children? And if school is ever going to start back, that they would be able to test and move forward smoothly and in safety. Why not come and do that? If owed VAT refunds, why not give the companies an equitable VAT-free, the similar number of VAT-free months to the amount owed to them? So if I am owed 6 months VAT refund, give me the next 6 months VAT-free, so that I don't impact the government's cash flow position, but I enhance and I give opportunity for investment with companies that are struggling. I put cash in the hands of companies so that they can employ my people. If owed refund from license, well, Honorable Attorney General looks like he's going to enter the debate. He promised me over a year that I will get my refund from my $350 for my license. I have not gotten it yet, and a 1,000 or so other citizens have not received it, so I hope that he will give us back our refund instead of giving us more tickets and putting us under more pressure. The PNM must do your job. Don't come and blame the citizens. Don't come and tax the citizens. Do your job that you're paid for. I thank you, Mr. Vice President.